And Coach Chris, as a guy who's been there, done that, coached there, coached that, he's just going to walk us through what should we do when we encounter one of these problems on race day. And common run problem number one, Coach Chris, is at some point during the run, you begin to feel pain. This can be tweaking a muscle. This can be having just a side stitch that won't go away. This can be some joint pain coming in, some foot pain coming in. It can be having a blister like me. It can be having a torn meniscus like you. But if we're running on race day, we're in pain, what do we do?
Yeah, I think I like to say ABC. Assess the injury. Is it something that is major or is it something that's minor? And, if there is any sign that this is progressively getting worse as you're moving along, that's a sign that it might be, hey, you got to pull the plug and go to an aid station, go see a medical professional, have them assess for you if you're not sure, and decide whether you do want to continue or not. And usually the barometer is if it's something that just feels like a little bit of a nagging pain and you might be okay to go through with it, you might be fine. But if there's a sign that it's getting progressively worse, a small muscle cramp versus an actual breaking of a bone. I've had a few athletes over the years who have actually tripped on a curb and my wife actually broke her toe on a swim, not on a run. I've had athletes break.
Is it entering the swim, exiting the swim? How did that happen?
Yeah, my wife cracked her toe on a rock going into the swim at one race. But I've had an athlete at Ironman Arizona that took a bad step on a curb and actually broke their foot, and they didn't know it at the time, and they just kept going with it. And so, obviously in that situation, the goal should be shut it down. The race is done. But if it's something that is minor, you want to start saying, okay, now how do I deal with it? So after you assess it, focus on just your effort level, focus on breathing. So I say ABC, A, assess, B, breathe, because oftentimes aches and pains and cramps, whether it's a muscle issue, whether it's a hydration issue, something else, they get exacerbated if your effort level is too high or if you're just not getting enough energy out of your body. And sometimes taking a breath, like taking a deep breath, focusing on your breathing can help get you out of those situations where, you're helping your body get the fuel that it needs to, deal with what you're dealing with. So, B, just take some deep breaths. If it's a side stitch cramp, that's actually a great way to get rid of the side stitch cramp is to do hard, big exhales, big inhales. And it'll slowly go away, but you do have to drop your pace down too. So C is actually check your heart rate. So check your breathing and then check your heart rate and just say, hey, am I going on the plan that I set for myself, or is my heart rate running too high? Because if you're dealing with an injury and you're going at too high of intensity, that's going to be a recipe for disaster. So, check your heart rate and then start slowing things down and see how that pain is still going. Is it getting worse? Is it staying the same? Is it maybe alleviating a little bit? And usually by adjusting that pace, if the pain is getting less, that's a sign that, hey, maybe this is a manageable thing on race day. Because depending on what type of running event you're doing, if it's a full Ironman, for example, that can be a long run. And, you want to make sure that you deal with anything early before it starts getting progressively worse.
Yeah, I can imagine too. I like what the injury is probably plays a role as well. I think to Elizabeth James, frequent podcast host on the Triathlon team. She now is a professional triathlete in the professional field. And before that, when she was just an amateur, just to show you how much faster the pros are than the rest of us, she won Tri-Waco at the Olympic distance. She broke her wrist during the bike. Taking a corner, fell, broke her wrist upon landing, finished the bike portion of the race, finished the run portion of the race, overall female champion at Tri-Waco Olympic that particular year. For her, a wrist, it hurt. I'm sure that was not fun to run with that, but it wasn't like if she had broken ankle. The assessment breaking an ankle is probably like, yeah, I can't run. This is not a good idea. But with a wrist, something that's not going to bear your weight the rest of the run, she's able to continue. So yeah, Chris, it's assessing what is the injury. I would not have thought of your step two. Just okay, breathe, get your heart rate in check, make sure that that's good to go, before deciding what to do from there. So lots of good stuff there, Chris, from you.